I love it.
Hi, Anya.
Hi, Diane. It's so fun being in your cute kitchen.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, Anya, I understand that your mother is deaf. And how has growing up in that household with a deaf mother shaped the way you see the world?
That's a really thoughtful question, Diane. How has it shaped the way I see the world? Wow. I, first and foremost, I think it's made me more of an empathetic person. I think anytime anyone has a parent who's of a marginalized group, they're going to have a greater sense of empathy. That's my guess. That's my experience. And I also had to interpret for her at a very young age. I can remember being maybe 4 years old and answering the phone, and interpreting, whether it be a doctor or what have you. So I feel a responsibility that maybe weighs on me a bit. And I gotta sometimes learn to let that go and remember that, she's an adult. She can take care of herself. And another way is I don't want to say hyper aware, but I'm ultra in tune with nonverbal communication and expression and body language, which has been very irritating for some ex-boyfriends, let me tell you, because they don't get away with anything. I saw that subtle movement of your right cheek, and I know what that means. Things like that. I also have to, for acting, I've had to learn, for example, I don't need to be looking at my fellow actor in the scene. I can still communicate as if, if we were in the car together, I wouldn't be staring at you, but actually when you're in the car with a deaf person, there's a way of driving where you can still communicate. So like one person that's in the passenger seat leans forward and signs so that the other person in their peripheral can see them. So it's just, I've had, I remember in high school, people used to laugh because I'd be so focused on one person and I would be watching their every, move and I'll often reading their lips, so instead of eye contact, I would be looking at people's mouths, and someone would pass by and try to talk to me and I would hold up like, wait a minute, I'm still talking to this person one at a time. So yeah, I have to say deaf culture is probably had the biggest influence on my life out of any other culture or any part of my background. Deaf culture has had the biggest impact for sure.
Wow, thank you, Anya. You're an
Yeah.
incredibly empathetic and intuitive person. So I think it served you well. I really appreciate you sharing that with me. Thank you.
Thank you. And and here and you know what, Diane? I happen to have a question for you, darling.
Is that right? What's your question, Anya?
Well, I have had the honor of getting to see your brilliant work over these years, training in the studio and outside of the studio, performances. And I've always wanted to ask how Magda came to be. I don't know if you call her your alter ego or a character in your repertoire, but I'm so curious about your process.
Ah, well, thank you for the kind words. And I really don't have a good answer to that question. Um,
Well, think of one.
I'm thinking, yeah, I what? No, she just kind of sprang. Well, just a fucking minute. Oh my God, Anya's, hello, hello, Anya's. You are so beautiful. Thank you for asking me to come here today to talk to you. I had to get the Diane's out of the ways. Oh my God.
I get
Oh,
it.
what do you want to ask me, the Anyas?
Magda, I'm so happy to see you
Hello.
again.
Yes. Hello.
Where did you come from, Magda? I'm so curious about you.
Agnes, I think I told you this before. I come from the Frugoslavia. It's the little tiny countries in the borders, the France and Yugoslavias. Okay? Oh my God, I
How could
told
I
you
forget?
already. You can't understand anything. You cannot remember anything.
Thank you for reminding me. I
Okay.
totally forgot.
Don't forget it again, Agnes.
Okay,
How
I
do
would
my
love to
breasts
go to your
feel?
homeland sometime, please. What
Do
you
I
say?
look good? Do
You
I
look
look
amazing.
good?
You always look gorgeous, Magda.
Thank you so much. I have to go. Diane, the bitch, she's calling me back. Oh my God. Anya, I'm really sorry. She just invaded the entire space. There was
Does it
nothing.
hurt your feelings when she calls you a bitch?
No, not really. I am a bitch.
Good.
So truth rules, Anya. Truth rules. So
I just got a cramp.
yeah, she does that to people. They cramp up everywhere.